Our country is dying. India is dying. Our forests are vanishing. Our air is not breathable anymore. Our water resources are drying up. Climate change is already manifesting itself in disastrous ways all over the country and in the world. On one hand, we have floods in one part of the country, and on the other hand, we have extreme droughts. On one hand, we have global warming heating up the world and our country, and on the other hand, we have irregular monsoons. We cannot afford to live like this anymore if we are to leave a planet that is habitable for our future generations, our children. Imagine this, you're on your deathbed and you leave your house to your child. Will you leave that house in a messy condition that does not function properly? Or will you leave your house clean and pristine so that they can also enjoy what you enjoyed? So in the same way, why don't we feel responsible enough to leave a planet that is habitable for our children as well? This video is not about what your government should be doing to save the environment, what other countries should be doing, or even what companies should be doing. This video is about what you can do as an individual and as a consumer. If you are already doing the following things like recycling, composting, using bamboo toothbrushes, using public transport, etc., you are already on the right track. But there is one major thing that you are forgetting in this discourse of climate change and environment: animal agriculture. Did you know that the meat and the dairy industries are one of the leading causes of deforestation, wildlife extinction, greenhouse gas emissions, and pollution in our country? Here are some India-based numbers and facts to help you understand better.
Global warming. We've all heard about global warming and how dangerous greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane are causing severe changes in the Earth's atmosphere and climate. But mostly when we speak about climate change, we only talk about carbon dioxide, CO2. Drive fewer cars, stop burning fossil fuels, etc. But did you know? Methane is far more dangerous than CO2. Methane is the gas that is released on a wide scale from the respiratory and digestive systems of animals into the atmosphere. According to NASA, even a single molecule of methane that enters the atmosphere holds up to 100 times more heat than a carbon dioxide molecule. Animal agriculture in India has 190 million cows, 135 million goats, 108 million buffaloes, 65 million sheep, and 11 million other domesticated animals. It's barely a surprise then that the methane produced from India's animal agriculture sector is among the world's highest. In 2012, the warming potential of the methane emitted by animal agriculture was equivalent to 428.4 billion kilograms of carbon dioxide. Remember, climate change and global warming do not discriminate between villages, cities, and national boundaries. Our hunger for meat and dairy is not just dangerously affecting our own country's atmosphere, but the entire world's. Perhaps it's time to be a little more responsible in our actions. Pollution. Now that greenhouse gases are out of the way, let's talk about pollution. Obviously, the more the animals, the more the amounts of animal waste like urine and dung. Animal dung emits various gases like ammonia, nitrous oxide, and hydrogen sulfide, which are extremely harmful to humans. Antibiotics and pesticide-filled water used for chicken production is let out from poultry farms into the surrounding land and water bodies, polluting the crops and plants growing there. And as for dairy, according to the Department of Livestock Products Technology in Tamil Nadu, the dairy industry generates up to 10 liters of effluent or wastewater per liter. Between 2016 and 17, 165.4 billion liters of milk was produced in India. That's more than 450 million liters a day. One can only imagine the sewage that amount would generate. Wastewater from dairies and cheese industries contain dangerous chemicals like nitrogen and phosphorus that disrupt aquatic ecosystems by causing oxygen depletion, leaving the fishes to suffocate to death. This phenomenon, where an area of water has decreased levels of oxygen, is called dead zones. Dead zones have already wreaked havoc in some of the most famous water bodies like the Great Barrier Reef and the Gulf of Mexico. And now it's begun creeping into India's waters. In 2016, a dead zone was spotted in the Bay of Bengal with a total area of 60,000 square kilometers. In fact, according to a 2017 study, the biggest cause of pollution in River Ganga is animal agriculture. So if you really worship Ganga and want to save this beautiful river, please keep this in mind. Water. Nowadays, there's water shortage all over the country. In fact, according to a report from Niti Aayog, 21 cities will run out of groundwater by 2020. No wonder people keep saying, don't waste water while bathing, turn off the taps after use, etc. However, in India's annual water usage, domestic usage accounts for less than 5%. Crop production, maintaining land for grazing, and animal agriculture utilize 92.6%. Think about it. To produce 1 liter of milk, 2,941 liters of water is used. The numbers are even worse for meat. It's roughly estimated that if one went vegan, they would end up saving not 1, not 2, but 5.5 lakh liters of water every year. Deforestation.
You vegan kill trees. The trees gives us oxygen. Our forests are dying because of you.
Oof. If only we got a rupee for every time we heard this line, every vegan would be a millionaire today. See, the truth is, animal agriculture, whether it is for meat or for dairy, is one of the biggest causes of deforestation in the world. The soya that is grown to feed animals has not just caused havoc in South America's Amazon rainforests, not just in Africa's Congo basin, but also in India's own Himalayan forests. The reason for this is overgrazing. The 46.7 billion domesticated animals in our country graze on 1.1 billion hectares of land. That's 42 animals per hectare. And the sustainable threshold is 5 animals per hectare. Think about it. It's reported that 67% of our national parks and 83% of our wildlife sanctuaries have fallen prey to overgrazing. It's obvious that because we are cutting down so many forests, which are home to thousands of wild animals and birds, we are destroying the Earth's biodiversity. Animal agriculture is one of the top causes of wildlife extinction. So the next time you sign a petition to save the tigers from extinction or raise a fuss about hunters shooting down giraffes, look down at your own plate and glass and think to yourself about whether you too are contributing to the demise of these beautiful animals.
We hope that this video was as eye-opening to you as it was for us. The fact is that the meat and the dairy industries are one of the most resource-intensive industries in the world, and environmentalists in India really need to take a reality check on the impact of diet on our environment. Please consider going vegan and adopting a plant-based diet for the sake of our planet.